The Duke and Duchess of Hypocrisy are apparently outraged over Charles' Christmas snub. Well, isn't that rich? If anyone should feel insulted, it's the royal family. Greetings and welcome. As we know, Harry and Meghan were really hoping to come for Christmas at Sandringham. They probably needed to get more footage to sell to Netflix, and they were likely planning to wear their most concealed recording devices. But sadly, the king did not permit them to come. And so now, according to Star magazine, Harry and Meghan are furious over Charles' Christmas insult. It's right there on the front page. So let's examine what they're so angry about and why they believe they have any right whatsoever to be cross with Charles. So I guess this is all about the king. The fact that Andrew and Fergie were allowed to come along to join the family for the Christmas festivities, while Harry and Meghan had to stay home and celebrate with Doria in Montecito. We still haven't heard exactly what went on for Harry and Meghan on Christmas Day. I hope that someday we do find out the details, because I'm sure it will either be such an exaggerated, fabricated description of events, or it will be an honest account of how pathetic and depressing the whole affair actually was. So we've got the headline, Harry and Meghan, the final affront. While Harry and Meghan are having a jolly time, Harry and Meghan are having a jolly time. While Harry and Meghan are placed on the royal naughty list, black sheep Prince Andrew and his ex, Sarah Ferguson, are welcomed back into the fold. Now, all right, we've still got to remember that despite everything, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson did not vilify the royal family in the same manner as Harry and Meghan did. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm not really Prince Andrew's biggest fan. I think he's a creep and a perv. I believe his behavior has demonstrated that he is morally bankrupt, and I certainly think he has taken advantage of younger women on occasion. But at the same time, even though he has brought much disgrace upon his family, he hasn't publicly derided them in the same way as Harry and Meghan. So I can comprehend why he is still being accepted by the family while Harry and Meghan are not. And as for Fergie, well, first of all, she's had a very difficult year. I mean, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And despite the fact that she has publicly made a bit of a fool of Andrew, she has also never publicly attacked the monarchy. She has always been quite respectful to King Charles, and also to Queen Elizabeth when she was still alive. As I see it, Fergie and Andrew's personal issues make headlines, and that makes the rest of the family look bad through association. But they haven't ever really gone out and just said so many negative things about the family like Harry and Meghan have. And to his credit, Prince Andrew has been punished for what he's done. He is no longer a working royal. He is not permitted to serve the monarchy in any official role. I mean, basically he's still a member of the family, but that's it. He's supposed to stay quiet. He's supposed to stay quiet and keep a low profile. I also believe that King Charles is a very forgiving man. After all, in his Christmas address he said, "I pray that we can also do all in our power to protect each other." He encouraged all of us to imagine ourselves in the shoes of our neighbors and seek their good as we would our own. So it makes perfect sense that he would forgive his brother Prince Andrew for all the mistakes he made in the past, and also pardon Fergie for the things she's done and allow them to join the family for Christmas. And another thing is, I do think the king is willing to forgive Harry and Meghan, or at least Harry. Meghan probably not. Meghan shouldn't be forgiven because she's never going to change. But the thing is, Harry has to take the first step. Harry has to show remorse. He has to demonstrate that he's ready to change. I believe Andrew has done just that. We don't know what kind of private conversations King Charles and Prince Andrew have had. I'm sure they have worked things out between them. And really, that's none of our concern. But apparently Harry and Meghan did not appreciate King Charles' gesture of goodwill towards his brother Prince Andrew. Apparently, they were enraged. According to an insider who spoke with Star magazine, people are seeing it as yet another slap in the face to the Sussexes. And Harry would have to agree. They were the only family members who weren't there. Well, gee, I wonder why that is. I mean, that's the crazy thing to me about Harry and Meghan. Are they really that dense and delusional? How can they not see there's a very significant difference between their behavior and Prince Andrew's? Now, Prince Andrew has some unsavory habits for sure. He's made some really unfortunate choices in friends, and he also needs to learn how to exercise better self-control. But even so, what Harry and Meghan have done is far worse. Harry and Meghan have tried to single-handedly dismantle the monarchy. Andrew was just horny for some teenagers. Well, according to The Insider, it was just too much for Harry. Harry finds it irritating that Andrew and Fergie joined the family at church. Andrew, because of his connections with Jeffrey Epstein, and Fergie, because she's not even part of the royal family anymore and hasn't been for quite some time. Well, again, Harry seems to be misunderstanding the situation. And let's remember that Endgame, Omid Scobie's book that absolutely eviscerated Catherine and also said some pretty awful things about King Charles and Prince William too, was published just a few weeks before Christmas. As if Spare wasn't bad enough, Endgame really crossed a line that should never have been crossed. And nobody believes this fiction that Harry and Meghan didn't have anything to do with it. It has their fingerprints all over it. There is so much intimate information contained in that book, especially the material about the late Queen's passing and her funeral. There's no way Omid Scobie could have obtained that privileged information unless it came directly from Harry. And even if it was indirectly, even if it was Harry telling a friend and the friend telling Omid Scobie, it still originated with Harry. Now, according to Star magazine, William was also not thrilled about Andrew being included for Christmas. According to The Insider, William has long been the voice of reason, and he has attempted to convince Charles to be cautious where Andrew is concerned. I imagine that part could be accurate. I mean, William, I think, is worried about the future of the monarchy. He doesn't want the family to be embroiled in any more scandals, understandably so. It does not reflect well on the royal family that Andrew was named in this list of people who were very close to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm referring to the list that just came out recently. The Insider said Andrew doesn't seem to think he's done anything wrong, which in my opinion, either means that Andrew is so entitled, he believes he should be able to do whatever he wants without consequences, or it could indicate that Andrew is genuinely being used as a scapegoat, that he's being thrown under the bus to protect some more powerful people. I can believe that. But either way, I comprehend where William is coming from. The optics for the royal family are most certainly not positive. But at the same time, this was not a public event. This was a private family gathering. This was Christmas, for heaven's sake. And at the end of the day, I'm just not convinced that the citizens of the UK and the Commonwealth have the right to forbid the king from including his own brother in family celebrations. Nobody is talking about reinstating Prince Andrew as a working royal. Now, if that were being considered, then absolutely the public would have every right to object. But just having him participate in private family events, I don't know. I think it's acceptable. And really, Harry should be glad that Prince Andrew and Fergie were included. He should see that as a sign that maybe there is still a path back for him. Maybe if he can find a way to make amends with his father, then he'll be invited to family Christmas celebrations too. And there's a reason I said make amends with his father, King Charles. I don't think William is going to be willing to forgive Harry anytime soon. But as long as King Charles is still alive, he's the patriarch of the family. I would presume he has more influence over who gets to attend Christmas events than William does. I would guess that the king also carefully considered the motivations that Harry and Meghan had for wanting him to invite them versus the reasons that Andrew wanted to participate. Harry and Meghan are trying to rehabilitate their public image. They're trying to get back in with the family because they have failed in the US. As The Insider notes, they're desperate to stage a comeback after a difficult 2023. They want to portray themselves as straightforward and focused on their work. So okay, they wanted to join the family for Christmas to make themselves look better. Is that any reason for the king to invite them? I don't believe so. And what do you think about this report that Harry and Meghan were furious and felt insulted by the lack of an invitation from King Charles? Did they have any right to feel slighted? Please let me know your thoughts below in the comments section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do like and share it with anyone else who would appreciate it too. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates. I wish you and your loved ones an amazing 2024 filled with health, happiness, and prosperity. We have so much to look forward to in the coming year. I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.